Cartoon Network, one of the entertainment blessers of our childhoods. This network would provide us with peak classic cartoon entertainment that we would always go back to when we grew up. I would honestly say that the big three of this channel was Adventure Time, Regular Show, and pretty much my favorite show of the channel, The Amazing World of Gumball. Speaking of The Amazing World of Gumball, that show will be the main topic of this video, specifically the revival. Growing up, The Amazing World of Gumball was one of my favorite cartoons to watch as a child. I remember when the show would always air reruns at midnight, and I would stay up to watch and rewatch certain episodes as a child. Such good old times, huh? Gumball is pretty much one of my favorite shows of all time, and is one of the reasons why I am sort of proud to be a Brit, as it is made in the UK. Gumball just stands out to me due to its god-tier experimental animation, hilarious comedy, and even satirical social commentary sometimes. It even has some positive messages for both children and adults. Plus, it was one of those shows targeted towards kids that got away with a lot of innuendos. Not that you need to make innuendos in a kids show just for it to appeal to people of all ages, but still. I'd say the adult jokes in the show are more properly executed than some actual adult animated shows. And those factors are why it is my favorite cartoon that isn't Gravity Force. Unfortunately, in 2019, the show would come to an end with a cliffhanger in the season 6 finale, The Inquisition. I was 10 at the time the episode came out, and when I found out that Gumball ended, I was utterly defeated and I got pissed off a little bit. However, in 2021, it was announced that the cliffhanger will be resolved in a Gumball movie that Cartoon Network announced. Haha, that's funny. It's been 4 years. It's 2025 and the movie is still not here. The movie is just apparently in development hell, I guess, but luckily the cliffhanger is gonna get resolved in the new Revival spin-off series, which was announced in 2021 as well, and has been recently released, only in the US though, and on Hulu for some reason. We don't have Hulu in the UK, but I was fortunately still able to watch the Revival series from a fucking Tumblr link of all things, and the shitty negative cesspool we know as Twitter. The show has a new intro and a title, and while I still love the new intro and title, I still prefer the ones from the original show. They released the first half of the first season of the spin-off series, or as most of us like to call it, Season 7 of the original show, just to avoid confusion, which it isn't really Season 7 of the original show, but still. I watched all of the episodes, and I was honestly impressed. After 6 years of absence, it still surprisingly managed to land well for me. The jokes were still funny, and the animation became more advanced and visually pleasing to the eye. Most of the episodes had good storylines, and still retained the surreal humor that us Gumball fans loved. It felt like I was watching the same show that I loved for over a decade. If I had a nickel for an animated show of Bible released in 2025 that was actually good so far, I would have 3 nickels. I know a lot of people did not like the first episode of the show, but I don't know man, I liked it. It still had that satirical edge that Gumball had before, and actually had some great social commentary on the state of our economic system. And there were some funny jokes here and there in my opinion. I would not say that it matched the quality of the original show, cause it really hasn't in my opinion. Out of all the 20 episodes of the Revival that were released on Hulu, only 2 of them are at least a 9 out of 10. And that sucks, because during the original show, there were a lot of amazing episodes, no pun intended, that were all hilarious throughout their runtime. There were like 2 episodes that I didn't like, those being the bots and the astrological. I didn't hate these episodes though, they were just fine. My main issue with the episodes was that they didn't really have an interesting storyline to grab my interest and have me intrigued, especially the bots. That episode revolved around bots, and some of the humor of that episode felt breadwinners adjacent. No offense to anyone who likes breadwinners, though some jokes were funny in that episode, and it did have a good message about self-esteem. Plus it had a fire song at the end of the episode. To be fair, there were some stinker episodes in the original show, but most episodes were at least amazing in my opinion. My favorite episode of the Revival so far is the traffic. It honestly felt like an episode from seasons 2 to 4 of the original show, due to its comedy relatable moments, and storyline. I appreciate how the family were trying to make Anais happy in the episode, despite not wanting to go to Daisyland with her. The sheer hilarious chaos that goes on while the Wattersons were just only trying to go to a fucking theme park ultimately makes this episode a 10 out of 10 for me. Gumball, Darwin and Anais got new voice actors. This is the first time that Anais got a new voice actor. I'm gonna be honest here, I think they are all doing a pretty great job, as the new voices still fit the characters. Overall, I'm happy that Gumball is back on our TV screens and is still going strong after a while. I'd honestly say the revival so far is ranging from a strong 7 to a light 8 out of 10 for me, and I'm hoping that the next batch of episodes that will probably come out next year will be even better than the last batch. It's crazy to think that 2015 was the last year before this year where both Gumball and Phineas and Ferb were premiering new episodes. By the way, there is a mewing reference in the revival.